For Georgia Now News, I'm Alexis Young. GLAAD says gaps in HIV knowledge and media representation are fueling stigma, especially among younger Americans. Jarrell Hartnett, Associate Director of Education and Advocacy for GLAAD, says more accurate, real-life stories could help change that.
We have 86 million movable middle audience who we can have conversations with. These are people who can be moved and persuaded into moving more towards allies than resistors. Generation Z has information everywhere but does lack knowledge. They lack a lot of understanding of what's actually happening, and it can be argued to say that they have the most resources to them today, and yet they feel as if they are not well informed. We are not doing stories that are reflective of people living with HIV today who are going to work every day, having sexual intimacy, having families, having mothers who are living with HIV and their children are negative.
A massive Qcells solar panel factory in Cartersville, Georgia, is trying to stay competitive as U.S. solar policy shifts under the Trump administration. According to WABE, the plant benefited from Biden-era incentives aimed at expanding domestic manufacturing, but new tariffs and changing tax credits are creating uncertainty for the industry. Qcells executive Scott Bell says
it's just a giant chemistry class where we're trying to create this unique circumstance where an electron pops off of light. The $2.5 billion, the 3.5 million gallons of water, the 90 megawatts of power, the 60 tons of chemicals on site, and all of the football fields worth of infrastructure you've seen is to arrive at this. They're rinsing and etching and rinsing and etching, going just all the way down this line to create the absolutely perfect surface.
Solar manufacturing expert Ben Damiani says building domestic supply chain remains important, but policy changes have made that difficult.
Having the full supply chain is critical. The biggest hindrance has been the constant change of our own policies.
Researcher Coco Zhang says companies need consistency and predictability to make major investments.
Any business, including the clean energy industry, they like consistency, they like predictability.
Still, experts say solar remains one of the cheapest and fastest deployed sources of electricity. Georgia's Division of Family and Children's Services is accusing the Muscogee County School District of illegally delaying foster children's enrollment. The Georgia Recorder reports that the dispute centers on a new state law requiring districts to enroll foster students within 3 school days. DFACS says more than 30 students missed the first week of school, including children receiving special education services. The district denies violating the law and says it is working with DFACS to resolve the issue. And that's what's happening in Georgia Now. For news anytime, check out our website heregeorgianow.com. You can also download our app from the App Store or the Google Play Store. And to stay up to date on our content across all our platforms, follow us on Instagram at Here Georgia Now and Facebook at Georgia Now.